Find out the distractions that you have. Find out the things which are not helping you to have the focus on your work. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Ask Farhan Show. Today we have a question from Husna Khalid. I hope that's the exact pronunciation of her name. So Husna has the question that how can we focus on our work? Well, Husna, it's true in order to complete a task, few factors, few elements which are required in order to complete that. One of those is the focus, because if we cannot focus on your work, of course, you cannot work dedicatedly and you cannot complete your task. So a few things that I can tell you are going to help you build on your focus, because first thing is that we should understand what are the problems, what are the reasons which are not letting you build the focus on your work. I'm going to tell you a few of the reasons. If you have another reason, you can share that with me. I'll definitely make another video for that. But for now, few of the things that I'm going to share, I hope that would cover everything and would really help you to work dedicatedly and to build the focus on your work. The first and the foremost thing, which is important, is distraction. Avoid, eliminate distractions. Everybody have distraction nowadays, and it's so easy to understand that. It's so easy to say that because we all have cell phone. If we are working on a project and suddenly we get a message, and once we unlock it, then you know that there are so many other applications which are calling us so deeply that we cannot even say no to those applications. It's even the social media. Once we just unlock the cell phone, after that we get out of that. The research says after 15 to 20 minutes. Now, uh, avoid the distraction. Try to eliminate the distractions from your life. Those distractions could be, might be you're working and there is a television in your room. There are people who find out the distractions that you have, find out the things which are not helping you to have the focus on your work. Find out the distractions that you have, find out the things which are not helping you to have the focus on your work. That's the number one thing. Number two, take proper sleep, because sleep is something that gives the power, that gives the fuel to your brain. And if your brain is not fueled enough to work, of course, you cannot have focus. Take proper sleep, only then you can have the dedication, only then you can concentrate on your work. Otherwise, everything would go in vain. And I usually go to different companies and to interact with the members, with the founders even. But one problem that I have noticed that everybody has nowadays, or most of the people have nowadays, is they do not understand the difference between the planning and the work. Planning and work are two opposite things. When you are planning, try not to start your work at the same time. And when you are working, just simply forget the planning part. Because when we are working, a lot of negative things, negative thoughts come into our mind, that we cannot fulfill the task. Is it really going to be exactly on the track or not? Shall we quit? Shall we just find out other ways to do it? These all are the thoughts that we get. So you have to say no to these thoughts and try not to start your planning once again while you're focusing, while you're trying to build your focus on your work. So when you're working, try not to do the planning part. When you are planning, at that time, do not start your work. Focus on one thing at a time. And that's another point as well, which is multitasking. We all are trying to become the multitasker. It's not possible. Multitasking is one of the reasons which do not let you complete one task thoroughly. Because what happens? Multitasking is not something that the way we take it. The reality is a bit different. For instance, if you're doing one task and at the same time you want to do another task, of course you would have to take a break from first task and then you would have to move on toward the other one. This is not the multitasking. Multitasking is only possible for the tiny things. For instance, you are watching a movie and then you are also having snacks. That could be multitasking. But if, let's suppose, you are having a conversation with one person meanwhile you are working on your work, and let's suppose you're driving and then you are texting, these things are not considered as multitasking, because at that time you are focusing on one thing at a time, and that is not the multitasking. I would suggest you that whatever the definition of multitasking you have, try to avoid it. Do not try to do more than one task at a time. Start the task, complete it, then you can move on toward the other task. Or another thing that you can do, in order you can, I mean, even if you have to stick to the multitasking, or the common definition, common misperception of the multitasking is different. There is a saying, a person cannot focus on one task for more than 11 minutes. Some research says more than 20 minutes. So it means you can only work dedicatedly with the focus on one task for 11 minutes or 20 minutes. So let's consider the 20 minute. You cannot focus on one work for more than 20 minutes. Then you can take a break. And during that break, you can do those things which are the reasons of your distraction, which are not letting you work on the task one, or which are something good, which you like to do, which is going to relax your mind. So you can do those things by taking a break. But at one time, try to do one thing only. Take breaks, because breaks are also important. Set your timer that you are going to take a break after 30 minutes, after 15 minutes, whatever is the time, but take a break for 1 minute, 2 minutes, then you can get back to the work and work dedicatedly. Avoid the multitasking. And another factor, prioritize your work. Sometimes we just simply start doing the work without thinking that which is the most important part of this task and which is the least important. And sometimes we are just doing the least important, and that's how we are losing the interest in our work, that it's not progressing. So you have to prioritize your work. What are the important things? Because why is important? Why you are doing that is important. Convince your mind that it is important to do it. That's how you will be able to build the focus. And set the timer as well. I have seen people doing their important task without giving a time block to that thing. If you are not setting a specified time to do any task, you would not be able to do it within the reasonable time. So in order to do it in a very efficient time, effectively, so it's important that you should set the timer and prioritize your work. These all are my suggestion. I hope this would help you to build your focus. If you have more question, if you want more clarification, you can type another question and I'll make another video for you. Well, till then, take care, stay blessed. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.